Okay, let's go ahead and get started on this one. So this is your homework number 4 for appendix. Solve each equation using distributive property, which means you're going to have to go ahead and do multiplication, repeated multiplication. So this is going to start off with 3 times x, which is 3x, plus, and then 3 times 5, which is 15. Copy the rest down, equals 24. And now we're going to go ahead and combine like terms, so the 15 and the 24. You can't just go 15 plus 24, you have to use inverse operations. So you have to use a negative 15 or minus 15 on both sides. Okay, by doing that, we are able to cancel out the 15s, and we're left with 3x equals, and then 24 minus 15, that is 9. Okay, and then now we're going to use this other inverse operation, which is 3 times x. Right, so the inverse of times 3 is going to be divided by 3. And again, by doing that, you're canceling out the 3's, and you're left with x equals, and then 9 divided by 3, you got to figure that out. That's also 3. Okay. Number 2, again, inverse operations. So let's go ahead and do negative 2 times 4x and negative 2 times negative 1. And so negative 2 times 4x is going to be negative 8x. And negative 2 times negative 1 is a positive 2. Copy the rest down. Okay, now again, we're going to combine like terms, right? Inverse operation of plus 2 is a subtraction of 2. Subtraction of 2. Again, we're going to do that. Cancellation of the 2's. And we're left with negative 8x. Okay, I'll copy it down. Figure out what negative 42 and minus 2 is, which is negative 44. Wow, that number actually doesn't work out. That's a positive 2, so yeah. And then we're going to go ahead and divide it by, because this is a multiplication, we're going to go ahead and divide it by negative 8. And by doing that, we're going to go ahead and cancel out these negative 8's. And we get a final answer of x equals negative 44 over negative 8 comes out to be 44 over 8. Okay, and you can reduce it a little bit more. You can divide each one by 4, which comes out to 11 over 2. Okay. So the next one, number 3, use red and blue again. We're going to go ahead and use distributive property. We'll go ahead and 4 times x and 4 times 8. So we're going to copy 36 down. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 8 is 32. And again, we're going to go ahead and do combine the like term, which is 36 and 32, but you can't just combine it like that. You're going to have to go and do inverse operation of minus 32. Minus 32. And that's going to allow us to cancel out the 32's. And we're going to be left with 4x equals, and then that's 36 minus 32 is 4. I'm going to find the inverse of times 4, which you know is divided by 4. That's going to cancel the 4's and the 4's. Leaves you with the x. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Okay, next one. We use green and purple again. Negative 6x. Okay, and the negative just represents a negative 1. So negative 1 times 6x and negative 1 times negative 5. So just think of it like that if you're not sure. but that gives you negative 6x and positive 5. That's going to equal 17. And we're going to do inverse operation of minus 5 minus 5. That's going to allow you to cancel the 5's out and be left with negative 6x equals 17 minus 5. It's going to give you 12. I'm going to go ahead and inverse operation of times negative 6. Okay, don't think of this as a minus 6. It's actually a times negative 6. So the inverse of times negative 6 is actually divide by negative 6. Divide by negative 6. And that's going to allow you to cancel these negative 6's out. You're going to be left with x equals negative 12. 12 divided by negative 6 gives you negative 2. Okay, that's your first 4. Level 2, solve each equation with variables on both sides. And I think that's the only one. There's no backside. Nope, there is not a backside. Okay, so let's get started on this. I do 4 different colors. Use red and black on this one. Start off with, let's combine like terms. So we're going to go ahead and I always look for the biggest variable. So 2n or negative 5n. Right, so it looks like the 2n is bigger than negative 5n because negative 5n is, I mean, the number might be bigger, but it's a negative. So I'm going to go ahead and just utilize the 2n's, which means I want to bring the negative 5n over, which I need to do a positive 5n and a positive 5n. And you can do it either way, but it just kind of depends on how you like it. Each person has their preference. So 2n and 5n makes 7n minus 15. That's going to equal 4n. Oh, I forgot. I didn't even see that 4n. I guess I'm going to have to deal with that as well. I could have combined it in the beginning right there. But you can see that I didn't do it, so you can still deal with it now. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 4n. Subtract 4n. Again, that's going to cancel out on this side. And look, there's nothing left. And some of you guys do this. There's nothing left. You need to put a 0 there. 7n minus 4n is 3n minus 15. Okay, you can't solve this. You got to move the negative 15 over. So you add 15. And add 15 to that, which is now going to allow you to cancel out the 15s. And 0 plus 15 makes 15. 3n. So this one I took a couple extra steps, which was unnecessary, but it's okay. It happens. And now you're going to go ahead and divide it by 3. So those 3's are going to cancel. And you get your final answer of n. I'll put on the side. N equals 15 divided by 3 is going to give you 5. So n equals 5. Okay. I'll use green for the next one. So this time I'm going to pay closer attention. Right, so we're going to go ahead and combine the m and the m, and especially if they're just m's or one variable, you just make sure you understand that it represents 1. Right, so m or 1m plus 1m makes 2m's. And then I'm going to go ahead and combine the plus 4 and the plus 4 because they're both individual or just or numbers. So plus 4 and plus 4 makes plus 8. And then I'm just going to copy the left-hand side, 5m minus 4. Okay. And then again, I'm going to look at which one's bigger, the 5m or the 2m, which means the 2m is big, the 5m is bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that 2m. So I'm going to do the opposite, which is 2m or minus 2m and minus 2m. And that's going to allow me to cancel my 2m's out. And that's going to give me 5m minus 2m is 3m minus 4. That's going to equal 8. And now I got to get rid of that minus 4. So that's, I'm going to do a plus 4. plus 4. That's going to allow me to get rid of the minus 4 plus 4s. That's going to give me 3m, copy it down, equals 8 plus 4 is 12. And I'm going to get rid of that times 3, because that is a times 3, by dividing by 3. And then again, that allows me to cancel out my 3's and leaves me with my m. Do not divide by m, because you want the m to stay there. So we get m equals, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, I'm going to go to blue. So let's go and do positive 1 and negative 5. Those are the two like terms that can be combined. And on the other side, nothing combined on the other side just yet. So I'm going to copy the 3p down. Positive 1, negative 5 makes a negative 4. Use your calculator if you need to. Copy down the negative 16 plus, copy down the 6p. Okay. Now again, I'm going to take a look at which one's bigger, the variables, the 3p or the 6p, and the 6p is bigger, so I'm going to go ahead and move or utilize the 6p, which means I don't need the 3p. So that means that I'm going to go ahead and do minus 3p and minus 3p. Okay. That's going to cancel out the 3p's and negative 3p. That's going to give me a 6 minus 3p is a 3p. Copy down the rest, so minus 4 equals minus 16 plus 3p. Now I'm going to get rid of that. So that the p is on the right hand side, which means I need to get rid of everything else. So I'm going to do the inverse of minus 16 is a positive 16. Positive 16. Cancel out the 16s. I'm going to have negative 4, positive 16 is going to give me a positive 12. It's going to equal 3p. Almost done. Times 3 right there, so you have to inverse that. Divide it by 3. Okay. 3 is going to cancel out. And we get 12 divided by 3, which means that p is going to equal 4. Okay, last one. Let's utilize purple. Alright, so looking at both sides, nothing cancels. Going to look at either 5x or minus 7x, and it looks like the 5x is bigger. Okay, I mean, they're both small, but the 5x is a little bigger, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that minus 7x. So I'm going to go and do a plus 7x plus 7x, and then this will actually come out perfect. Right, so this cancels. The negative 7x and positive 7x. Negative 5x and positive 7x makes positive 2x. That's actually awesome. Plus 13, copy it, equals 1. Now I'm going to get rid of that 13 by doing the inverse of plus 13, which is minus 13, and do it to this side. Let's cancel out that plus 13 and minus 13. Right, copy down the rest, 2x. Figure out what 1 minus 13 is. You might have gotten negative 12. And again, this is a 2 times x, or x times 2. So the inverse of times 2 is division by 2. Again, that's going to like to cancel the 2's out. And you get x equals 12 divided by negative 12 divided by 2 is negative 6. Alright, so that should be a wrap.